Well, it is past midsummer, and as I've said in my past videos, with the Mohs surgeries, the three of the ones I've received, the first one was here. The second one, boy, I can't even keep track. The second one was here, the squamous, that was pretty major, and then the third one on my lip. So since I returned from my first 6 weeks of retirement, it's been touch and go. A lot of my plans have been put on hold due to the multiple Mohs surgeries. But I've been making the most of it for this summer, spending most of my time at home. You know, I did get away to Harriman State Park to enjoy my bean trailer, and that was enjoyable. But since then, I've been home just doing regular chores around the house. I enjoy doing my landscaping, just trying to get rid of a lot of junk in my house, which is very difficult. It's very emotional to detach myself from things that I accumulated over the years. I will have my children over this weekend for their mother's 60th birthday, and I want to grab them and just have them go down into the basement and tell me what they want to keep and what they can let go. We have bulk pickup once a month, and so I missed another month. So my goal is to get them down to the basement so I could start getting rid of stuff that we no longer need. But it's very emotional, and it's been an emotional time. I have to be upfront with you. You know, I've been in the behavioral health field my entire career, mental health, emotional health, and I've been the one providing the supports. Loeb House is quite an organization that I was thankful to be able to be a part of for so many years. And now, being retired, I'm realizing that I'm getting more in touch with myself because I don't have less distractions. I'm not sure if you understand what I mean by that, but having a lot more freedom, not having that much structure unless you provide that structure for yourself, which I continually work on. You know, over the last 7 months since I've been retired, I had to go through a transition. And I can't say that I've been successful with the transition entirely. One of the challenges have been my health, and I only shared my experience because I wanted to make sure that it became like an educational component to what I present on my channel. You know, it's a little confusing. I talk about living sensations, and I have difficulty at times explaining that. But think about the five senses, you know, and you know what the five senses are. And while we're living, we utilize those senses, and it has an impact on our emotion, our experience in life, the challenges, the inspirational moments, the happy, the sad. So being retired and spending a lot of time pretty much by myself, thank God I have our dog Riley. As I've said, having a pet is very therapeutic, and I know more that being the truth than ever before. You know, having another living being by your side, regardless if it's a dog, cat, or parakeet, whatever. You know, you need to have something in your life that is a life form next to you to give you comfort. So that's been very positive. But the point I wanted to make today is that it's been a transition. I've had the medical challenges, and I'm getting through it the best I can. Right now, I'm just putting a lotion on. You can see the red marks here. My dermatologist wanted me to put this on just to identify the precancer cells. These are surface cells. So even though that I'm recovering from my Mohs surgeries, and I just had my last evaluation by the doctor who does the Mohs surgery. She said just keep on, rubbing the scar tissue because it's built up. This one's pretty much done. But now that I'm getting this surface medication on my face, I still have to stay out of the sun. I have to just be very careful. It's a process, and I have to endure it. So I'm in my backyard now because you all know I love connecting to nature, and that's really important. It's been a brutal summer in regards to humidity and heat. So that's been a challenge too. You've seen a couple of my last videos. I've been reminiscing. I've been going back into my memory bank, and it's very emotional. I went back to my old neighborhood and did the Brook of Memories. Hopefully you've seen that. If not, you can check it out. It's not for everybody, but it's something that I wanted to share with those who are interested. And then again, I went to the reservoir, the wildlife sanctuary they call it now. But as a kid, between the 1958 and 1969, those two areas, the Brook Memories down the end of my neighborhood in Rivervale, New Jersey, and then across town. Rivervale's a long stretch of town. So I used to ride my bike all the way on the other side and go fishing. And back in the day, my parents just pretty much let me go anywhere I wanted. I don't know if it was safer back then, or they just, because of their childhood experiences, they had the freedom to go wherever they wanted. We had the freedom to do that. And so I used to go across Rivervale all the way to an area where it was the Hackensack River, and they were building a reservoir. So I was able to go fishing with my friends. So I took a little tour of that area. Of course, now it's the water property, and it's kind of caged in. You can't go freely to the dam anymore. If you've seen my video, you've seen that. But doing those things, besides going to my town pool, going for walks in the neighborhood, enjoying the food that I eat, doing my strength training and stretching out on my mat and utilizing the balance ball, trying to get a good night's sleep, which has been challenging for me. I think that's the one thing that I really am very much trying to work on. I have interrupted sleep. And I think because I have a lot going on emotionally, and that's been challenging. So that's something I really need to focus on, because I have the camper. I had all these plans to, go traveling, and I had to put all that off. I haven't been motivated to, pack it up and go places because of the treatments I've been receiving. So I can't really be outside in the sun, and I got the medication that I have to put on my face, so forth and so forth. And I don't want anybody to feel sorry for me. I'm just sharing with you that there are life challenges, and we all deal with them different from each other. And I think it's to the point where I've come to reason with my situation, and I have discovered that that I'm going to have to take one day as it comes, and not to be overwhelmed with the things that I want to do and what I'm restricted to do at this time. So I'm dealing with that, and I know other people are probably dealing with their challenges, and I think it's important that you find somebody that you could discuss that with. One of the people that I discuss that with is, of course, my wife. I also discuss it with my sister and a close friend of mine, which I won't name at this point. But that's important, to be able to share your feelings and your emotions, not to complain, but just to be able to talk about it, because I talk too much to myself. And you can't just continue to do self-talk. You really need to express yourself. We are human. We're spiritual beings living a human experience. And so spirituality is really important. So that's another thing I've really learned more to be in touch with. And it's soothing, it's reassuring to know that there's a higher being, a higher power, which I call God. Most people do. There's a connection that we have. We have our souls. So I really have been more in touch with my soul, my spiritual side, and trying to balance that out with my human side. The human side is what it is. We're confined to the bodies that we have, and during the aging process, which we all go through, if we live long enough, we experience more and more of the aging process. And that's why we try to take care of ourselves. As we live longer, we look back on our lives, things that we could have done better in regards to our health. But that's part of our human experience. Just recently, I had a good friend from 5th grade who just passed away, aged 66, I believe, 65 or 66. And that experience, going to service and seeing people that I haven't seen in a while, and realizing, wow, people have really aged. Some people I had a hard time recognizing, and I'm sure some people didn't recognize me until I was introduced introduced myself. So that's an emotional experience too, another life living sensation. So all these emotions these past 7 months have been eye-opening, but also enlightening. We'll talk about self-actualization, becoming more in touch with yourself. And I sure have experienced that. So I think the greatest challenge was emotional for me, to have all these living sensations, somewhat overwhelming. But I'm in a good place right now. As you can hear the cicadas. It's a beautiful summer morning, and I felt motivated to share my feelings with you. And I hope that you can relate to what I have to discuss today. I would love to receive some comments and know that I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone. But I just I felt motivated to take out the camera and express where I'm at right now. I'm not even going to say retirement anymore. I'm going to say that in my life. It's kind of like a diary a bit, doing this channel. I don't know where it's evolving to. I know I'm supposed to have a niche, and I'm supposed to niche down, and I can't do that. It's all general stuff. I'd like to share positive things with people, but I also want to share the challenges of life, because I'm just like you. We're all the same in a lot of ways. We're human. Again, I really believe that we're spiritual beings living a human experience. And each day that we live, each year that we take that spin around the sun, I think it's more and more important to share our feelings, share our experiences with each other. It's very therapeutic. And I'm hoping that you like videos like this, because this is what my channel, I think, is evolving to. I want to continue to help others while I help myself. I believe my career has been that way. I think helping people helps myself. That seems selfish, but I think that's a good motivation, and I think that's a good balance with the existence of my life. And I think that we all do that. I think we do things in our life to be with others, to be with loved ones, to be healthy, to be there for them. And it's great for them to be there for us. And I will always ramble. I can't help myself. It's hard for me to stay on subject, but my subject, I think, is pretty clear. It's about life, living sensations, doing the best we can to enjoy life, to stay healthy, to be positive, to also overcome challenges, and to be there for each other. So we all have souls. This is like a soul connection, like-minded people like you and me. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, because it helps me to connect to people just like you and me. It helps my channel. And maybe someday I can get monetized, and being retired, maybe I can get some additional income. It doesn't cost anything to you, but it would benefit me and also the channel, and hopefully benefit all of us, so I can continue to do this. And if you really like what I say and what I do and what I do on this channel, please consider subscribing. And for those who have subscribed, thank you so much. And listen, if you have subscribed and you decide this is not for you, I understand, no problem. Peace to you. And I want to thank you for checking my channel out, or checking me out. I don't want to say channel. It's me, talking head right now, and sharing my experiences and all that. So I'll have long videos of I call adventures. I'll have face-to-face videos such as this, heart-to-heart, soul-to-soul. And I'll do some other things that may be interesting with some music, nature, walking Riley, my dog, and perhaps other things. But stay tuned. Once again, I want to thank you all, and I wish you all well. Thank you so much. Let's stay connected.